neighbor here with Ginger in the Desert Creations. It is rapidly approaching Valentine's Day, and you know what that means? That means I've been doing this a year. And that probably means that I ought to become a little bit more of a hardcore hobbyist, since I ain't giving this up. In honor of the holiday, I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to paint on an object and kind of play around with shapes a little bit. So, let's go paint! So this is just a little experiment with leftover paint. Got myself a cookie cutter here that I have lovingly encased in masking tape. I have painter's tape too, but it's the crappiest painter's tape you ever asked to stick to anything. So I ain't going to use that. So we've got this mummified broken heart look going on with this cookie cutter. And what I'm trying to do is make a nicely shaped paint skin. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we're going to try. And since it's leftover paint, who really cares? So I'm doing every blue that I have blued in the last 3 months. So we got that very pale ultramarine that I made. Decoart True Blue. Creative Inspirations Sky Blue. Chroma Molten Metals Regale Blue. Some lovely little ultramarine glowing there. And a bit of the deep sapphire, even though usually this paint does not make me happy. And it has separated, so we will stir it. Alright, we are back and all stirred and happy. I am going to use my little injector here to do this, because it will help do some mixing and whatnot, and then we can just squirty right into the mold, as it were. Try to combat too much mixing of the colors in the pots. So I will wipe it off. Okay, so we've got a good load of paint in our syringe. Now, to inject. Just fill the mold and watch the cells. That is pretty full looking. I don't want to fill it too much because it might crack. So I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to put the rest of this into my ice cream soup. That is my leavings that I just pile up together to make this interesting gray color that I will use for unimportant flow extension and base coat stuff. Now I'm going to carefully give it a little blast because I think there is a little bit of silicone in it. Try not to burn the tape or the paint or anything else. Take a look at that semi-poorly lit awesomeness. I think the light colors are sinking a bit, getting a little lost. But we'll see what it dries like, because any number of this marbling effect will probably look pretty cool. I will bring you back and show you when I do the unmolding. Cross your fingers for me, will you? Okay, so we're dry. We ready to see if we can unmold this sucker? Took about 4 days to dry. A little seepage here I can see up on the edge. So it let go of the mold pretty easily. It wasn't supposed to have this lip on it, so that's unfortunate. And I don't think I can get it to release from this tape. Nope, nope. Nope, it's tearing.
Okay, so that idea doesn't work very well on any level. Good to know. Maybe if I put it on something less sticky, but something less sticky probably wouldn't hold. So do with that information what you will. It's an interesting little little paint heart stuck on tape. Shall I say it? Do we wanna rock? So, we're gonna paint a rock. I have this little heart thing that I made several weeks ago. I haven't actually painted in about 6 weeks now, but I am back at it. Here I go. Got this little heart here that I made, and I am going to pour a colored background of this big old rock, and I am going to affix the heart to it. So, because the heart is assorted blues, I am going to be trying to use some color harmony here, and we will have lemon yellow, which is a Marte color. Chroma Molten Metals is emerald green, and this is pretty thick. The metallics appear and show up better when they are thicker. So we shall do this. This is Marte's orange yellow. Creative Inspirations. Cadmium orange hue. And probably the thinnest color that I have. I tried to thicken it up a little bit. This is Creative Inspirations Scarlet Lake. And it has about 2 grams of Marte's Brilliant Red in it because it was too thin. It was left over. It was too thin. And I wanted it to be a little thicker, so I just gave it a shot of paint that I had on hand because I've got this sitting right here. Because I was going to work on another project and I didn't yet. So, it is a little bit of a mixed red going there. And we are going to try to, in theory, have these colors be the most prominent and have these colors be the show up, let it pop, flavoring. Whatever you call it as an art. If it's visual, what do you call it? I don't know. Let's give it some spice, right? And we are going to use my wonderful flavor injector to inject that color flavor. I have no idea what I'm saying, but we're going to go with it. And I'm wearing gloves now because I think it's probably good for me since I'm using more and more of the Minwax wood conditioner, and I don't really want that to absorb into my skin, but I keep feeling like I'm wearing my watch. So I have to keep reminding myself that I did take it off. Because you don't want to wear a wooden watch when you paint. That would be bad. Let's get started, hey? We're gonna focus probably most on this orangey. I need a rag, don't I? Yes, I do. Hang on. Because we want a rag to clean our nozzle every time we dip. Yes. We want things to stay fairly clean. Nice portion of the yellow, orange. It is orange yellow. There is a yellow orange, which is more yellow. You would think orange yellow and yellow orange should be the same thing in a non-artist kind of way, but it's not in an artist kind of way. So we will try to be good with our terms. I'm going to get a little zap of the yellow, the lemon yellow, right there. I'm going to get a little zap of the green if I can get it to cooperate. Oh, that's going to be a big zap of the green, isn't it? Yeah. I think I almost pulled in 10 cc's there. This stone, from the dimensions that I have measured, should want about 5 ounces of paint to get it painted, I think. I'm gonna go for a really big dollop of the orange. Oh, sucking up air. And let's have one more nice pull on the red and see where that gets us. Okay, we got a sunrise looking thing here going on, so let's try to apply some, shall we? There's more green in there than I was aiming for, but that's what you get when you pull in a big rag of green, right? Yup. If you want less, you stick to the plan. If you want what it gives you, you just screw it up as you go along, right? Yep. That's how we do it. This has some lovely patterns to start with, but that will disappear because a lot of this is going to still blah 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 go along the curvature because it is not flat, so we can't get it to stay this way, but it will do some interesting stuff as it cascades down. And while the edges are covered, as I said, the paint will continue to migrate, but we will see how it dries later, and then I will glue the heart somewhere upon it that seems appealing to me. Since I've got the Minwax wood conditioner in it, let's see what happens if we hit it with a bit of heat. Okay. So here is our dried rock. It just kind of smears out, but it's all nice and colorful. So that's nice. We got a bit of the shine from that green, which is, I like. We do have some streaks of orange in there. I mean, there's some variety, but it doesn't really hold the look that it had before, you know, because it's not a flat surface, and so everything rolls off and kind of blends and does what it wants, but it doesn't look bad. So going to take and put this on here like about that with some diamond glaze, and that will be our completed project.